Alright, I'm going to be tying an Olive Elk Hair Caddis. This is a pattern that was not originated in the Southern Appalachians, but it has been adapted here. A lot of guys I know only fish, when they fish dry flies, only fish with an elk hair caddis. I am tying this one size 12 and using sort of a brownish gray thread, and we will wrap all the way back to the bend. There is no tail on an elk hair caddis. There is a hackle that is sort of wrapped Palmer style, so I've selected a hackle. I like the hackle to be just a little bit past where the below the hook gap for these. I don't like ordinarily, like if this is a size 12 hook, I'm going to tie this with a size 14 hackle, and I'm going to tie it extending back like a tail. And then some tires, I know the original recipe involved some gold wire that once the hackle was wrapped forward, the gold wire would be counter wrapped to try to hold the hackle in place. Most people around here that tie these do not use the wire. I guess they figure it kind of goes against the idea of making the fly as light as possible. It's a dry fly and you want it to float. So I usually do not tie mine with the wire in there. As far as the body, two options. One is to dub it. The other one that's pretty easy is poly yarn or polypropylene. This is orange. It's actually floating yarn. And I have cut, this is sort of small diameter anyway, and I've cut a little section and kind of split it in half, so it's not quite as thick, and I'm going to tie that in. And I will tie it off about right there. Wrap the body forward. Yeah, I go there. And then tie the yarn off. I'll kind of clean that up a little. Start to form a head, although this fly is not actually tied with the head. It's something similar. And then I'm going to wrap the hackle forward, and it's palmered. The closer you wrap it, better it's going to float, but you don't want your wraps to actually touch each other. So angling forward. And then we'll tie the hackle off. So the palmered hackle helps this thing float, but what helps it float like a battleship and what helps you see it is the elk hair wing. Now you can tie these with deer hair also. So I've got a little clump of elk hair here. I'm going to select some fibers. Yeah, I pinched up about that much. And if it's too much, you can always trim it out. If you don't get enough, it's hard to add more. Then I cut it out. Want to fan it out and run scissors or a bodkin through it a few times. It gets out any of the fiber. And then pointy end down into the hair stacker. Lost a few, but that's okay. And then I will hit the hair stacker a few times on my knee. You also do it on the table. And once I think the hair tips are all even, slowly pull out. And so here's the elk hair wing. And I want it to be about as long as the body, just a maybe hair longer. So that's where I want it. And then here's the tricky part. I don't want to tie this in too close to the eye. And I'm going to go very loosely over the top. Second wrap, I'll tie a little tighter. Third wrap, I'll tie a little tighter. And the fourth wrap. At this point, we are going to pull up the extended part of the elk hair and form sort of a head, if you will. And I do not tie this off at the head of the fly up at the eye. I am going to whip finish straight over the wing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then a little head cement for the wrap that goes over the wing. A little bit on that. And that is an elk hair caddis.